Wake up, you sleepyhead. Wake up, you sleepyhead.
If you're ready to run amok, then this is for you because we're going to be making our very own spellbook notebooks that are perfect for even the youngest little witches. Stay tuned and you'll find out how easy it is to have your own spookalicious Hocus Pocus spellbook. To make our less spooky Hocus Pocus book for our little witches, we are going to be using this cork-covered notebook. You can find these pretty easy on Amazon, but any brown-colored notebook will work. Ours is about 6 by 8 inches, just to give you an idea. And then we will be using pieces of foam sheet for the decorations, some corners, scrapbook corners, some children's air dry clay, scissors, some type of adhesive. If you use a hot glue gun, you'll have to help your younger children, and some tissue paper. You will also need some paintbrushes and some metallic silver paint. A 1 to 1.5 inch eye. And for our stitching, you will need some type of yellow or glow-in-the-dark fabric paint, as well as a black marker. Now let's go ahead and get started on making our spooky spellbook. The key to a great spellbook is to make a plan ahead of time. Measure the sizes of each of the pieces that you want, and maybe even draw out how you want it to look. For our notebook is about a 6 by 8 inch notebook. We went ahead and went with about a 1 inch spine, and then just shy of the height of the notebook, a 1 to 1.5 inch eyeball. And then for the clasp over the eye, it should be about 3 to 3.5 inches wide. And you can make that either oval or circle, but it does need to have a 2 inch opening for the eyeball in the center. The first step in the spellbook is to mold the pieces of clay. For younger children, they will only be molding the snake for the spine. Older kids can mold all of the pieces, such as the corners and the clasp, and don't need to buy additional items other than the air dry clay.
Danny Dennison, how's it going with your spellbook? What are you doing?
I'm making the snake, and I have this little thing that kind of looks like skulls.
Are you having fun, Danny Dennison?
Yeah, it's awesome. Look.
Step 2. Paint all of your pieces of air dry clay with metallic silver paint.
So it looks like your snakes are dry and you're going to be putting some metallic gray paint on your snake.
Yep. Stay still, you little snake.
Are you guys having fun making spellbooks so far?
Of course.
Once you've gotten all of your clay pieces done and they are painted and dry, you are ready to put together your book. The first step that you'll need to do is to find the center of your book. Ours is about a little over 4 inches, to see where to place the eye. And you're going to want to make sure that there's room here on the edge for this little clasp. So our first step will be to decide the placement of the eye. And we are going to go ahead and just hot glue our googly eye down in the spot that is halfway, leaving room for that clasp. While that is drying up, we are going to be adding the spine with the spooky snake. We've gone ahead and cut 4 1-inch strips about the length of our notebook, and we are going to be placing those down. The extra layers will just kind of give it a look that it is 3-dimensional. Type of adhesive that you like. We're using hot glue in this demonstration, but for younger kids, glue dots would work really well. All right, now that we have our spine glued down, we're going to be adding our air dry clay snake down the center. All right, next we will be using Mod Podge to adhere the tissue. Use a 2-inch tissue circle cut in half for the eyelids. To adhere the tissue onto the eye, we are going to be just putting a little bit of Mod Podge over on both the tissue
onto the top of the googly eye itself. We're just going to put it slightly onto the googly eye. And it's okay if it wrinkles or buckles, that actually just makes it look more cool, more spooky, more Halloween. We're going to do that on both sides. While that is drying, we're going to add on our corner ends with our scrapbook corners. These are just going to be hot gluing these in our corners of our notebook. Right. There we go. Next, we are going to adhere our clasp over our eye.
And add on these stitch lines to your book. The great way for younger kids to help them make it look nice is to just go ahead and give them a pencil line that they can trace. Also a great idea for adults, just to make sure you add the right amount of stitch line. If you chose to make all of your pieces with clay, which is a great project for adults and older children, all of these steps will be performed in the exact same way, only they will be used with clay items. For our older kid book, we are also using a pre-purchased doll eye that is a half eye. Go ahead and use your yellow or glow-in-the-dark fabric puff paint and create stitch lines horizontally across your black marker lines.